working or you started understanding about task capture. Okay, and you also need. So first, why do we need task capture? Can anyone tell me why exactly do we need a task capture? What is task capture? Why exactly do we need task capture?
We need task capture to make the for the automation in a business to design the documentation, which is a process documentation in the business.
Okay,
So,
so if you want task capture, all you need is you need to go to UiPath task capture. Okay, and then you need to hit on download. Try task capture for free. This is available for free. All you need is you need to fill in the form to download this task capture. Okay, I already have completed that, so I will have something called task capture like this. Okay, so when you click on task capture, the task capture will open, and you will have some different UI because I'm using the previous version. So if you have the latest version, download it and keep it in the Teams channel so that everyone can use. All you need is there are two ways how you can create a process. Create a business process steps first and then fill them with actions, or you can record whatever process you have. Okay, so I will give you three options and you tell me uh, which one can we work. Okay, so let's go with Notepad, or we can also go with this one because we are working with Teams. Let's completely utilize it. Teams, and then yep, let's go into Teams Notes 3. So this is where you will have all the notes. So please go ahead and check. And here, process analysis. I do have three process. So I do have three process. First one, calculate sum of two numbers using calculator app. Next one, download data from three websites and create a report. But the problem with this is we have a captcha in one of the website. Okay, the next one is I have two applications, one desktop and one web app, and process is to get data from web app and store in desktop app. So how will you do process analysis for this? So if I want you to automate, so we need to discuss. So how do we do this? Please unmute and talk. Swapna?
Yes, sir.
Yes, tell me, Swapna. So
Calculate.
which one will you pick and how will you pick?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, Purnima, I didn't get you.
Can you please repeat the question?
Out of these three processes,
Uh-huh.
which one will you pick and why will you pick? So we are analyzing the process first.
I will pick first one, sir.
And the reason is?
The reason is it's just a simple web application.
Okay.
Sorry, simple desktop application.
Simple desktop application. Okay. And so if it is just a simple web desktop application, will you completely pick that process and will you start executing?
No, sir, but if I see second and third problems,
Okay.
I know the issues with the capture because one of the scenario I faced some of the problems.
Okay. So what is the issue with captcha?
Every time it will change,
Okay.
so it is difficult to answer. Automation is difficult, I feel.
Automation is difficult. Okay. Then
Third one is it is a combination of desktop and web app. So I never done that before.
okay. So yes, continue. So Purnima, you give your answers.
Bajrang, I have no idea about task capture.
Don't worry about task capture. So if these are three use cases, which one will you pick and why will you pick? Yeah, other than these answers that I have already written, you need to tell something new. That's all.
Okay. I think I will also pick the first one only.
Okay. And the reason?
This is a third-party tool that we can use. It's like an EXE. So I have done with EXE before, and you just need simple clicks, and I am assuming that that will do the job. Simple
Simple
clicks.
automation process.
Yeah, simple automation process.
Okay.
In the second one, if it is a structured data, we might use data extraction. But if it is unstructured, then again screen scraping or
Should do data extraction.
yeah, it's
Okay.
structured data extraction. Otherwise, screen scraping or maybe anchor base or selectors, something we have to check and do. Generally, for websites, it's unpredictable, and also there are pop-ups and all that keeps coming in the middle, so I face those issues to struggle with.
Okay. Let's take one by one. So if it is unstructured, how will you do that?
Screen scraping, I'll try. If it is forms or what kind of data, so screen scraping, I'll try. And anchor base is one method that I like to use. Last option, selectors, I'll try.
Okay. Next, third one.
If desktop, one desktop and one web app, to get data from web app and store it in desktop app. So when we say desktop app, what do we mean even in Excel, right? It can be in Excel.
It can be anything.
Okay. Assuming it's something like an Excel, I will actually opt for that. That is also a nice one. So I can download the data once I figure out how to download the data. Storing it in a desktop app is simple. So I would say combination of two. If I figure out two, three is simple. Web app is the challenge mostly.
Okay.
Go to Excel, yeah. I've not used any other desktop app much, okay, other than Excel.
Sure, no problem. Rajni?
The first point, calculate sum of two numbers using calculator app. This is already answered, right?
No, it's not answered. You can give your own answers. Other than this, we have many things.
Calculate sum of two numbers. This we can do by UiPath. this part can be automated.
Okay.
And for the second point, download data from 3 websites. Um, Not only structured data, even it is semi-structured or unstructured, then also we can read by document understanding process. And third,
Just a second. You said something about document understanding, right?
yes.
Okay.
And third, what it is written, desktop and one
Web app.
web app, to get data from web. This point I don't have any idea actually.
Okay. So Sudhira, give your shot.
I'll choose the third option, Vajran. Like
Why?
one desktop and one web app. Like we can have the data from web app, and if it is unstructured, we can make it a structured and put that into a desktop app.
Okay.
And then I'll go with the first one, like calculating sum of two numbers, because it is a simple task. Coming to the third one, since it is a captcha, if
Second one.
the second one, we can extract the data from the two websites, and the third one, since it is a captcha, it will be tough to automate. As my teammates, they said, the captcha, it will be changing for every time, so
Okay.
the bot has to recognize it. It will be tough. Yeah.
Excellent. So I think everyone missed one point except Purnima. Purnima said one important thing about data. Every one of you missed about data. So you need to ask, what is the data? What is the input for every process? Okay. What is the input for every process? You haven't asked me. You went on, like you understood that, okay, if there are two numbers, I will definitely write two numbers and I will go ahead and add. But if you ask me, every process is difficult if you don't document it properly. Okay, in this calculate, I can see on the following steps. Is the process documented? Are business rule defined? In case of exceptions, whom to report? Okay, what bot must do in case of system exception? Will this be a single bot or multi-bot? Do you know what is the difference between single bot and multi-bot?
No.
We'll be creating a dispatcher and a performer separately. So two bots will be working, or two processes will be working to obtain a single result. Okay, so dispatcher will create items in the queue and performer will pick one item from the queue and it will process it. Then next we spoke about business rules, defined, process documented. Okay, I think this should be fine. Now, without understanding these things, will you be able to continue with the process without having a process document? I can say that instead of using numbers, I will give inputs as alphabets. So how will you do that? Will you give me a plus ca or a plus b is equal to 8? Will you do that?
No.
Okay, so you need to have a specific rules set of activities or a well-defined process to work on any kind of automation. Okay, then important thing, how many times, what is the frequency of bot execution? Why do we need what is the frequency of bot execution? Let's assume that there is an automation process developed and that process will run yearly once for 5 minutes. And the process took 3 months to develop, or the estimation is to have it for 3 months in the development. So will you pick that process?
Can you repeat?
So there is a process that is executing for 5 minutes in a year, that is 365 days. Okay, and it took 3 months, it will take 3 months to develop that process with all the exceptions. Okay. Now, yeah, will you take this process or not?
No, not required.
Okay, so Sudhira, can you tell me why it is not required?
Because putting a effort of 3 months and running a bot for only 5 minutes in a year,
Mhm.
it doesn't make much sense.
Okay, let's assume that in these 3 months, instead of 5 minutes, it will execute for 15 minutes every day. Okay, but here there's a catch, like application upgrades every uh, every 15 days or every week, and you may need to um, or not recreate, adjust the process. Will you execute or will you create this particular use case? So we just added 15 minutes a day. It's not for a year, but it took 3 months to develop, and application upgrades every week. So we just need to update the process. Whenever there is an application update, we need to update the process. So will you do this?
No, because maintenance work is high.
Okay, so thank you, Swapna. So Rajni, can you please also tell why will you not take this process? Or will you take this process?
If it, if it does take 3 months to develop my bot and then 15 minutes in a day to execute, then why I will not take? Because 3 months if I take to develop, that means this is the entire time.
No. Rajni, you're thinking that the bot is already developed. It's in the initialization state only. We haven't started development yet.
Okay.
Okay. Now you tell.
Then also I think I will take, because uh, finally it saves my time actually.
Okay. So only you're thinking about 5 minutes of time or 15 minutes of time. What if the application upgrades every week takes 1 day of time to update? No. Will you take this process? You can say yes or no. That's fine. There is no right or wrong in this.
Yes, then also I will take the process.
Okay, great. Now, for each and every process, you need to do time complexity and um, process stability Okay, and how much time savings, or you can say that time saved, time savings, and process stability, and what else do you require in a process, in standard process, or you can say process stability even. Okay, now when you're saying about time savings, you need to see that enough time or enough ROI, return on investment, will be available for each and every process. For example, if I develop this particular item for 1 week, 1 day, and I have taken 3 months, and it's taking 15 minutes of time for a day to run. And if there is, I will give you one more person. If there is only one person who is doing that, okay, now will you take it, Purnima?
Can you repeat that? If can you
There
please
is there is a activity that will be done 15 minutes every day. Okay, but the application is upgrading every week. So, and the process to develop this complete process, it will take 3 months, and even after 3 months, every week there need to be an update that should be pushed. So, will you take this process or not?
So 15 minutes a day, 3 months to develop, and every week it will upgrade the process. It will take 1 day to upgrade. Sorry, I was seeing the screen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to add things for you. So what it will do is it will take 15 minutes into 365. So total towers it will save is how much time it will save? 5,475 total hours for a year.
Yeah.
Is what it will save. Okay, sorry. I think that's not hours. Let's divide that by 60 because that will be in minutes. So that is 91.25. This is minutes. That is 91 hours is what I'm saving. Okay. And how can you calculate if it is feasible to work or not? So there are 24 hours a day into 365. So that is in total how many hours do we have? 87,000 total hours for a year. 8,760. Okay, so out of 8,760, only 91 hours are utilized. Okay, so how much percentage are we saving?
$91 by 8760 into 100, right? So
Yeah, that is
1.03. That's hardly anything.
1.03. So this is what you need to calculate to understand or analyze any particular problem. You need to ask these questions. How much time is it going to take for a day? How many days is it going to take, and how many times are we going to work? For example, let's assume that instead of 15 minutes a day, it will run for 20 hours a day. So if this is running for 20 hours a day, and let's assume 20 hours into 365, that is 7,300 hours divided by 8760. That is 83% of the time will be saved if it is 20 hours a day. Saved. Okay, and again here we need to consider one more thing. Is it semi-complex? Is it very easy, medium, complex? So all the process that we do can be divided in these things. Very easy is what we can take as 1 to 2 applications, and medium complex again depends upon the process. Even if we have 1 to 2 applications but it has 300 steps, 300 plus steps, then it will come under medium complexity. Okay, and if it has 800 steps or 900 steps, then it will come under complex process. There are only 2 applications, but the steps that we are working is more. So that will be coming under medium complex or complex. So understanding all these things, now you tell me what should I consider to calculate these 2 activities or these 2 workflows. Go ahead. So are you able to understand what we are talking? Just simple math, just understanding a pure logic of do we need to automate it or not, nothing else. I'm not teaching you any code here. I'm not teaching you anything here. Just how can you easily understand a process can be automatable or not is what we need to understand. Rajni? So if I give you a process and the second process, and if you need to calculate and give me if that is automatable or not, and what are the time savings and all, what are the questions that you will ask me?
So what I understand, first of all, we need to understand that we need to understand the steps that what we should follow.
Exactly. Great.
So first of all, we have to very sure about the inputs. Then then one minute.
Sudhira, you can continue.
Yeah, time consuming for developing the bot.
Time
And
consumption.
yeah, and how frequently the bot has to be run.
Frequency, nice.
And the cost, will that include the cost?
Cost
Yeah, the
included.
application, yeah, whether we need to go to unattended, attended, or we need to buy third-party applications. It all includes the cost.
Get licenses.
Yeah, licenses.
Oh, few paid applications also will be there. Do we have any paid licenses for applications?
Applications, yeah, it all comes in the cost.
We need to identify all the potential for business process improvement actually.
Okay. Potential candidate for business process development improvement.
We should have a discussion of mapping out the process and how
Okay. Process mapping. Excellent. Then
and after identifying I mean after collecting all the information, we should have a discussion we should have a discussion on the process, how it is analyzed, and what is actually identified as our goals to develop the bot.
goals to achieve after completion of automation.
And also we should analyze the process that if we do it manually and after developing the bot, how much it saves our time, what we actually discuss in a whole.
That we have updated in time consumption. So Rajni, please be on mute for some time. Let's Sudhira, you too. Let's let Purnima answer. Purni, you can go ahead.
So one more thing here is the exception handling part. How simple
Very
or
good.
complex is it?
Very good. Exception handling. Exceptions and how to handle. Okay.
And also, if it is not specifically for that problem, even when before automating, first we have to see if it is fully automatable, semi-automatable, or non-automatable. There are three
Exactly.
categories.
Yes, 3 categories. Okay. Unautomatable. Semi. Completely. And the other thing is attended or unattended.
Right.
Okay. Nice. Now about this. So see the points that we are discussing. So initially, how you thought to think about a process changed altogether now. Okay. Now let's do it for the third one. Let's go with Purni, and after that we'll go with Swapna. Yes, Purni. So we have three applications, and how can you calculate complexity?
Yes.
What is the first step that you will do? What is the first step that you will do?
First, I will check application is stable or not.
So Swapna is continuing. So Swapna, before doing that, I think you need to check. Do you have a documented process, step by step process document? Okay. Because if someone didn't give you a process document of what exactly it's happening, then how can you understand the process? Even for analyzing, even for working with some assumptions, you need to have the step-by-step process, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Next one.
Mm. How frequently we need to execute the script or we need to execute the process?
So after that, you will ask about frequency. Okay.
Then after
Then
that, if there is any change, how frequently uh, there is a
frequency
change?
of changes.
Yeah, frequency of changes in the application.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
And we need to understand the complexity of the application,
Okay.
like how many steps in it, and whether it is feasible or not with our tool.
Excellent. Can this be done with the tool? For example, there is a SAP automation tool, SAP RPA. So this supports only SAP, but not any other tool. We cannot use this tool for automating this process. Right, excellent point. So next one.
Yeah, that's it from my side now.
Super cool. Now here we wrote multiple things, like, but each and every process can be done or can be estimated with these steps. Like if you understand that these are the steps that I need to follow, first we need to check if it is a document, if it is simple process or complex process. So how to check if it is simple and complex process when you don't have any so there are multiple tools that are available online, but yes, I'll take the one that's there on the top. Calculate ROI for your RPA project. So what exactly are we taking? Full-time equivalent resources, how many resources are we having? Number of tasks per day, time duration, fully loaded FTE cost, initial RPA cost. Calculation is 3 steps. Calculate the current cost of the task. How much is it costing you? Full-time resources into fully loaded FTE cost by task duration to number of tasks. If you are a developer, don't worry about it. As a solution architect, I need to do this activity, but if you are a developer, you just need to work on the code. But Purni, if you are, since you are experienced person, you need to check with these things. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Now determine the cost of implementing the RPA platform. Like we discussed about the licensing cost. Okay, can we get any free licenses? That we need to think. And create a monthly cost comparison find table. Month 1, how much is it going to take? Initial cost, monthly RPA cost. So savings, how much is it going to? So this is the template that we have and that we can fill in. But other than this, we'll have online process calculator as well. Complex calculator demo. Let's see. Okay, complexity calculator. Okay. RP calculator. Let's see. So yes. So click on the activity to get information on the event. So do I need to send email? Yes, I need to send email. Okay. Open desktop application login. Yes, I do need to have it. Extract data from desktop app. Yes, I need to have it. Build a spreadsheet from data. Yes, I need to have. Manipulation in Excel. I don't need the Excel manipulation, but I just need some data to be added. Log event. Do we need to add logs? Yes. File operations. Do I need to move files? Anything? Data manipulation in Excel. Okay. Open URL in browser. Scrape the web page. Okay, so other than this, I don't have any other options. So read and send email. I need to send 3 emails. Desktop login and I have one desktop application and extract data from desktop app. So you can take 1, 2, 3, one big, one as a small, and 3 as the large, and 2 as medium. And if it requires more data to be extracted from the desktop, then 2. If it requires like every page need to be extracted, then it is 3. Build spreadsheet from the data. Yes, I can take it as 1. Log event, it's 1. Open URL, since there are 2, I will take it as 2. Scrape web page, since there are 2, I will take it as 2. Continue. Type of robot, which type of robot? I will take it as unattended, and number of robots is 1. I want to take 1 robot. So this is a sample that they have created. 11 man days effort is what it's going to cost. License cost between 8,000 to 10,000 because we are working on unattended automation. If you are working with if you are working with attended automation, then it will be bit of different. Attended automation, number of robots is 1. So this will be reduced. Attended automation cost is lesser when compared to unattended automation. Okay, there are further tools, but if your organization has some predefined tools, then or predefined templates, then you can use it by default. Okay. So did you understand how are we going to calculate complexity of the process? And this is not the only tool that we need to use. You can use any tool that comes online, just to understand and give out information. So did you understand? You didn't understand anything? Yes or no? Can you please tell?
Yeah, Vajrang, I got a idea. I have to absorb this actually. I've understood in a very shallow way, I feel.
Exactly. So for that, task capture will help you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. Now let's go ahead and create something. I can capture a process. Okay. And what I'll do, I need to open steps. So first thing is pause. I'll pause it when I'm recording. So I'll open calculator. So the calculator comes in place and record. So I'm just doing addition of 2 numbers. So if it is 8 and if I add plus and if I add 9 and again plus, I am adding 3 numbers. Okay, and then equal to 24 then pause. I can take this one, copy, so copied, and then I'm writing it into Notepad and right click, paste. So these are the 13 steps that we got, and see the beauty. Calculator, it gave all the steps that are required. If you are good with this, you can continue, or if you want to edit something, for example, here I have this one clicked. Okay, search. Instead of searching, I can directly click on open Notepad. Instead of search, I can delete search activity and I can add this particular item to here. And calculator, what do we have? Clicking on 8, clicking on plus. We need only 1 minute more. Click 8, click first number, then click plus. Okay, click second number, then click plus, then click third number, and then hit on plus. Okay, and finally copy result. Copied. So the last step is not required actually. So I can delete this. Here, open Notepad, paste result. Let's assume that this is the process that I want to do, nothing else. Okay, now you can either save it as diagram or I can publish it into Word document. And this gives me a, you can do it anything. Let's go with batch 3. So this is the template that I'm generating. Okay, we are done with our training session. It's 9 o'clock already, but give me 2 minutes. I will help you. So this is the complete process document that UiPath have already created for you. We will discuss about what is the subheadings and all. But can you see here how many processes do we have? 2. How many windows? 2. How many steps? 9. Mouse clicks? 9. And time taken is 39 seconds. For calculator, there are 7 mouse clicks. For Notepad, there is 2 mouse clicks. Detailed statistic report. And for each and every activity, click first. How much time does it take? 21 seconds, 2.6 seconds, 1 second, 14 seconds, 1 second. So everything got in place. And to be process is what we need to create. Okay, as a developer, so our business analyst need to create what should be the automation. So whatever we have seen till now is as is process. As it is, whatever we have recorded is available in this document. And to be process is something that we need to create or what we are trying to automate. And here, if there are any out of scope and if there are any business exceptions that need to be handled. So simply, Purni, you said that you didn't understand the concept, right? If you fill in this document, then all the questions will be answered.
Yeah, okay.
Got it? Now?
Yeah.
Okay, it's very
So
simple.
this you created using task capture, right? What that
Exactly.
tool is task capture.
Tool is task capture.
And with the existing calculator, it just recorded a few steps and it gave
Exactly.
me an output as a document. That is an as-is process.
Exactly.
And for a to be, we have to do our own calculation. No, that you cannot.
So
Because this
to
is
be process, you will get it after you automate, and if you execute, after you execute, that's when you're going to see the output. But you're going to observe what are the time that it is consuming and will this be automatable or not.
Okay, using this as a base, we will using what as is as a base.
Yes.
We will move on with
Next steps.
next steps, and at the same time calculating whether efficiency will be increased, whether it's automatable, and all those things.
Exactly.
And one more question I had, Vajrang, that you mentioned 5 minutes for a year. It may be a waste. Does it really matter only the time that it takes, or whether it's the complexity of process? If I'm
Okay.
very smart, and if I'm very smart and I do a very complex process which actually saves in so much human effort and time, but it executes only for 5 minutes a year, won't I really opt for that? I mean, that is what I was thinking.
Okay. So if it is very complex process and if it is saving you only 5 minutes for a year, then why do you need to automate
Oh,
it?
no, sorry. I didn't. Oh, it's saving 5 minutes. I got it wrong. I thought it's running 5 minutes a year. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. If it is running 5 minutes a year, it is saving 5 minutes a year.
If it's running 5 minutes a year,
It's saving 5 minutes a year.
if the bot is running 5 minutes a year, it can save many more time. It depends on what it is doing, isn't it?
Okay.
If it saves 5 minutes for 100 people,
No. There is only one person. I said there is only one person and it's executing only once. I'm not saying that it is executing 2000 times or for 200 members. It's only for one person.
okay. Even then, if I'm doing a task manually for 2 months, it takes me
No,
2 months to complete one set of tasks. And if
no,
I
no, no,
create a
no, no.
bot that will do that job in 5 minutes, so
No,
I'm
it will
saying,
not happen. No. Since you don't have the experience in creating the bots, you're saying that at the max, if a manual process is taking for 15 minutes, it can be reduced up to 1 to 2 minutes.
okay.
If it is taking for 2 months, why are you taking that process first thing? There should be a proper reason, right? Why you need to take it.
Yeah. So if it is involving a lot of manual work, I want to automate it. So I take it up. So there are
Okay.
a lot of,
Then what you need to do, if you are working for a process on 2 months, then you need to divide it into submodules and see which process can be taken for RPA in that submodules.
okay.
Okay. For example, if you give an input, instead of you calculating all the Excel calculations, if you just give it to a robot and it gives you a final output.
Yeah.
So that you can take, but if the process itself is running for 2 minutes, see how many process steps are involved, how many members are involved. For each and every, even for creation of a PDF document or even for creation of a Word document, we will have 5 to 6 member team, leaders, team managers, team members involved.
That's right.
Right. So can you at least create a document for it?
No, it could be some simple steps. It could be
You said about 2 months. See
yeah,
that,
2 months, but it
yeah,
could extend to 2 months because, like you rightly said, because of approvals and other things. So the process can take
exactly,
2 months.
exactly, right. Right. So RPA, you also need to see if it is the process is giving you correct ROI or not, return on investment. If you have spent $10,000 a year, and if you are able to save only $2,000 a year, or at least $1,000 a year, let's assume that. So you are already in a loss of 8,000 to 9,000
Yeah.
dollars.
Yeah.
So will you take that process?
No, wouldn't.
Exactly. So you also need to think on business perspective, technical perspective.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's it for today. And I'm turning off my spotlight. I'm not sure how did it come. Okay. So did you understand today's process or not? Because tomorrow we'll be working directly on the code.
Sir, I did not follow. How did you create this document?
Okay. Download task capture. You have this recording. Check with this recording again. That's only 5 minutes of task capture I have shown, right? Yes, you can see the video, and that's only 5 minutes, and you can check.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
So
But the records.
basically this is the PDD, right?
Yes. This is process definition document.
How about the exceptions? How do we get the exceptions in the PDD?
Exceptions are to be manually written by a
Okay.
business analyst or a developer.
Okay.
So if there is a calculator that failed, how you will reset it? You will kill the process and you will reset it. So what is that? Do you need to inform anyone when if a process is getting killed? Who should be informed? So all these details should be updated in the business rules as well as system exceptions. Any more questions?
Sir,
We are
task, I have
8 minutes out.
yeah,
10.
task capture is a specific tool for RPA.
So UiPath provided task capture,
Okay.
and if there is any other tool that provides this flexibility, you can use it.
Okay.
But since we are learning UiPath, I'm using all the tools so that you will be aware.
Can you
And
show,
if
can you
yes,
show me the navigation once task capture? Where?
UiPath task capture, search and download online.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
What I can give you is I can give you the link to download.
The first video you had posted, it now says private. I can't view it. Some
Yeah.
video.
No, it's private because you didn't fill in the, okay, you filled in, but others didn't fill in it removed. Also, did you check yesterday's video or not, Puni?
Yesterday's only I clicked 1 second. Let me do it again.